relationship is a two-way street. If a guy is genuinely interested, I think he will get back to you in a timely manner. Stop thinking it's your job to change a man. You cannot change a man. A man is not going to change unless he wants to. Hey and welcome. My name is Yaira, but my friends call me Yaya. You may call me Yaya as well. We are friends. You're watching this video. Go ahead and do me a favor and click that subscribe button at the bottom of your screen. Click like and click share. This channel is fairly new, about a month old, and so far I've been posting every Tuesday on topics centered around motivation. The slogan of this channel, as you might have seen at the beginning of the video, is I cubed, or I to the third power, for interested, informed, and inspired. Now I'm wearing this hat right now because my hair is not done. It's not suitable for the camera. And rather than wait until tomorrow to record this video after I've gotten my hair done, I figured I'll just do it now and just wear a hat because I'm feeling inspired. And I'll rather record when I'm feeling inspired so the message is fresh. Now I know that you guys are all here because of the title of this video, so I won't make you guys wait any much longer. Let's dive right in. So I'm going to start with a little bit of background on my dating history. So in high school, I didn't really date. I came to the US at the age of 13 from Cameroon, which is in West Africa, and trying to figure out the culture is difficult enough without having to add boys into the mix. So I didn't really date in high school. College, I didn't date either. I had a dual major, biology and chemistry, and I also took up dance on the side as my extracurricular activity, and I did hip hop, in case you were wondering. Our college campus was pretty small, and anything that you would do would be around campus the very next day, so I didn't want any of that drama, so I didn't really date. Didn't mean that I didn't like any guys. I did. Now in grad school, I went to grad school in Chicago, and grad school already was an isolating experience. I was just trying to do my due diligence and exit. I didn't want to be failing classes and having to retake them. That was more money. I just wanted to finish in the 2 years that I was given and be out. So I didn't date either. After grad school, 24 years old, fresh out of grad school, I was single and just ready to give somebody all this love, all this passion that I wasn't able to before because I was so busy with schoolwork. And the first guy who looks at me, I like you not, and this is really embarrassing. He looks at me and he had to be at least 4 years younger than me. And I go ahead and I put a note on his windshield. So this guy had been looking at me quite a bit, and I just assumed that he was just nervous to approach me, but he did like me, so I decided I'd make it a lot easier on him by writing him a note with my number on it and putting it on his windshield. To make a long, embarrassing story short, I did get a text message later on that day, assuming it was from him, but it was really from his friend, who was telling me that he had a girlfriend already in California. Lesson number one, the one who stares but does not approach. Just because a guy stares at you a lot does not necessarily mean that he likes you or he is interested. I remember one of my sorority sisters saying this before, and I didn't understand it, but now it's making a lot of sense. If a guy likes you, I don't care how nervous he is, he will find a way to make contact. He will find a way to be around you or to say something to you. Even if it's something stupid, he just wants to talk to you to make that contact. So he can stare all he wants and whatnot. If he does not approach you, I don't think he's really that interested. I don't personally think that a guy wants to sit there and watch the woman that he likes being whisked away by some other guy just because he wasn't brave enough to approach you first. Now, guy number two was my manager. And I later on found out that he had a girlfriend in Romania whom he was planning on getting married to, which he had neglected to tell me about in all of our text messages. Lesson number two, never assume. With the second guy, I assumed that he liked me. This guy, even though we were texting back and forth, he had never said he liked me or never said let's go out or anything of that nature. I just assumed that because we exchanged numbers, he liked me. And then I turned around and was upset when I found out about that girlfriend from Romania. He never promised you anything. So don't go assuming things now. Guy number three was the guy I had mentioned in my very first video. If you haven't seen that video yet, I highly encourage you to go check it out. I will link it down below. So this guy I'd been seeing on and off for about 2 years. Well, at least in my head, I thought we were together on and off for 2.5 years, but maybe in his head we weren't, like an item. And to make that long story short, he ghosted on me. And I mean, he had done that in the past before throughout this 2.5 years. He had done it before, but this time it was for real. It was hardcore. He wasn't responding to any of my text messages, none of my Facebook messages. I even emailed him, nothing, radio silence. And on top of all that, he owed me money. Then I get a text message from him out of the blue 9 months later. And in the text message, he was asking me if I was still off on Thursdays because he wanted to bring my money over, or if he should mail it. What option do you think I picked? The second one, just mail it to me. What are you coming to my apartment for again? After 9 months of silence. I don't know what he was expecting me to say. Maybe he thought I would just be happy to get that text message and say,
yeah, I'm glad you're okay and come on over. And
no, like you are not allowed within 10 feet of this apartment ever again. And here's my issue here. My issue wasn't even so much about him not giving me back the money on time. My issue was the lack of communication. Like, if you were having issues, as I know he was, just let me know, hey, I'm not going to be able to give this money to you this month or the next month or whatever, for whatever reason. Just let me know. Like, keep those lines of communications open. And I think for any relationship, whether it's romantic or platonic or even with your coworkers or with your family members, keep that line of communication open. But I guess maybe it was just his ego. But I'm not going to sit here and play the victim. It takes two to tango. The moment this man told me that he didn't want the title girlfriend or boyfriend, or he didn't want to get married, or he didn't want kids, I should have exited. Because, I mean, he did tell me in this 2.5 years of us talking, he told me this 3 different times. And when a guy is being upfront about his intentions and it doesn't align with whatever it is you're wanting, in my case, I do want the title girlfriend and boyfriend because this is not like a free ride here. I would like to get married eventually. I do want kids. And none of those things he was saying to me was aligning. I should have left. But instead, I just sat there and let it happen. And it wasn't even so much that I was trying to change him or hoping he would change his mind. And that's another point. You should never try to change a man or think you can change a man or anybody else for that matter, because a person will only change because they want to change to be a better person for themselves and for the other people around them, not because you told them to. I was just too emotionally attached, and I feel like that's the reason why a lot of people stay in bad relationships or relationships they have no business being in, because they have that connection and they keep making excuses for this person.
oh, well, he loves me and he says he was going to get married to me. Oh, well, this and this and that.
Okay, this person said this to you like 2 years ago, but look at the way he's treating you right now. Actions speak louder than words. If this person is telling you all these things or has said this to you in the past and he's not currently saying those things to you, or if he is saying those things to you but his actions are not aligning with his words, what do you think is going on? This person does not really care about you. Leave. So that's really what happened. I was just emotionally attached. And you know what? It was a blessing that he ghosted me, because I mean, it was really difficult those 2 months when I wasn't hearing from him initially. I was able to regroup and refocus and dedicate all this energy that I was putting on this guy onto my writing and onto other things that I wanted to happen. And this is not to like bash anyone who is in a relationship, like me of all people. I'm a hopeless romantic. I'm a Libra. Like, I love the idea, or I love being in love. That probably explains why I stayed in this bad situationship, and it was a situationship, not a relationship. I stayed in it for way too long than I needed to be in. But if you're in a relationship or a situationship, actually, that you have no business being in, that's where the issue arises. It's like this. I don't think guys are that complicated. If you're getting any kind of quote unquote mixed signals from a guy, you better turn around and run the other way. Because if you're getting those mixed signals, it probably means he's not really that into you. You're playing yourself or he's playing you. Because if a guy really is genuinely interested in you, he's gonna be texting you all the time, calling you, wanting to meet up with you, and he'll be calling and texting you during daytime hours, not at like 10, 11 o'clock booty call hours. He's gonna wanna find out what you're up to, how your day is, what's on your mind, because you're on his mind. Now, the first week or two of us talking to each other, of course, he was sweet, he was nice, he would text me nice things, and he would always be the first to text. And after those 2 weeks, it went downhill. Ladies, don't put up with that. If a guy is not treating you the way that you're supposed to be treated, like a queen, dip out. You don't have to take that from anybody. And I'm not just saying if he doesn't text you back after like an hour or two that he's ghosting on you. Maybe he's busy. What I'm saying is that if it's consistent, he's showing those patterns of not getting back to you in a timely manner when you text him. If it happens all the time, he doesn't really care about you. He doesn't care about your time. You should probably do yourself a favor and cut him off. If he's rude to old people, he's probably going to be rude to your parents, and you don't want that. If he doesn't value other people's time, if he's always late, he's not going to value your time either. You're not an exception. And then there was guy number 4 that I just started talking to get over guy number 3, which is a big no-no. We never start talking to another guy to get over the other guy. And that one lasted barely like a month. I didn't want to waste my time any much longer. I think I just heard the audible gasp through the screen after reading that last one. But the key word here is always. If a man is always only ever giving you compliments about the way you look, I don't think he's really that interested in you. He's just interested in your body. Let's be for real. All women love compliments. I love getting compliments. But my thing is, if he's always just giving me compliments just about the way I look and nothing about my character or my personality, like, oh, you're a nice person or you're a kind person or I like the way you do this or you're a good writer or anything like that, he's not genuinely interested. You always want to make sure that your mental, spiritual, and emotional connection with a guy is as strong, if not stronger, than the physical connection. And don't get me wrong, taking care of your body and looking nice and going to the gym is all very important as it helps your self-esteem, and also men are very visual. But there are so many beautiful women out there, maybe even more beautiful than you are. What's going to set you apart from them? How are you going to stand out from them? How are you going to stand out to this guy? Your physical appearance will not really help you that much through a difficult time in a relationship. I think it's your emotional, spiritual, and mental connection with that guy that will carry you through that difficult time in a relationship. Besides, when you grow old, all your beauty is going to fade away. But character and personality is long lasting. UT Austin researchers Paul Eastwick and Lucy Hunt have found that it's uniqueness that defines attractiveness over time rather than just looks or charisma. In their paper, Relational Mate Value, Consensus, and Uniqueness in Romantic Evaluations, Eastwick and Hunt found that over time, who we consider attractive changes. People we may have seen as alright at first become far more appealing to us, while people who are hot as a 4-alarm fire at first actually find that your advantages decline in importance. There is light at the end of the tunnel. It is not the end of the world. I know in that moment it feels that way, like your world is ending. But trust me, there's someone out there going through much worse than a breakup. You will survive. Alright guys, that's all I have for you today. This video was not meant to be spiteful or to air anyone's dirty laundry. I just told parts of the stories that were relevant to the point that I was trying to make. And hopefully this will serve as a cautionary tale if you're maybe new to dating, or you're a serial dater, or maybe you've been out of practice and now you're back in the dating game. Not that I'm such an expert, but if these are things that you noticed or maybe never really thought of, maybe this will give you some brand new insight. As always, thanks for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and give me a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you right back here next Tuesday. Also, this is, what am I trying to say? Letting. Between what? What was I saying? What's my line again? I was just too emotionally attached to detach. To detach? I was about to do what now? I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say here.